afternoon, everybody. My name is Trish Cohn. I'm the Executive Director at Chai Point, and I'm very happy to again present another series of Partners in Ovation. One of the questions I'm frequently asked is, what is Partners in Ovation and why? Well, as one of our strategic pillars, we feel really proud to really partner with people that are in our community, whether it's our staff, the outside community, residents, families, whoever it is. We have many, many partners, and we just love that because that really enhances the quality of lives for everyone that either lives on our campus or is a part of our campus. So today, I am really, really happy to present Susie Brotz. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Trish.
Susie's a financial planner, and which to me is I'm very impressed by that, especially things as I get older and planning for future. And I'm curious to know, Susie, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your position as a financial planner?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm born and raised in Milwaukee. I've lived here my entire life. My mom is still here, and I have two older sisters that live here as well. I am married and have three boys. Currently, we all live in Mequon. I studied in Madison, and I've been in financial services my entire career, which is very unusual. I was an Italian major. This was not the plan.
Wow.
But when I graduated, I needed to get a job, and very fortunately, I was hired by First Bank Milwaukee. And from then on, I have been in financial services. And I will tell you, I feel incredibly fortunate to have had that experience and to have the background. Yeah. And I really passionately want to help people with this subject because it is very intimidating and somewhat mysterious and anxiety-inducing for people. Right. And again, I feel so fortunate that I do have the experience and knowledge, and my goal is just to help people understand and to try to take some of that anxiety out of it.
That's wonderful. I've always thought, for myself, I considered myself more of a spender than a saver. Okay,
and I hear that a lot.
And very good. And I was very good at that. Yes. And as I got older,
yeah.
Again, all of us want to plan for our futures. Mm-hmm. So one of the questions that I want to ask you, what happens to people's financial status as they age?
So our goals and our priorities obviously change as we change and we get older, and everybody's a little bit different. So no matter what your age is, we always want to start with, where are you today? What are your goals, and where do you want to be, and how can we get there, regardless of your age? I'll use my mother as a perfect example. Mm-hmm. My mom is 82 years old. She's living in retirement. She's no longer earning. And she has three priorities right now that are very different than her priorities 20 years ago. Priority number one is to stay healthy. Hopefully that's all of our priorities. Yeah. Priority number two is to not outlive her wealth. She's living in retirement and she's living on a fixed income, and she has to rely on a certain percentage of that dollar amount she has saved in order to live. So she doesn't want to outlive her wealth. And finally, a very important goal for her is to leave something to her kids, to leave a legacy. I keep telling her, don't worry about that, live your life, but that's something that's very important to her. So for her, this preserving her nest egg is critical. And I think a lot of people living in retirement are fearful about this. Mm-hmm. And there are different ways we can look at this. And what a lot of people do, an interesting strategy, is to have different buckets of money set aside for different things. So again, my mom's nest egg that she's living on, that's invested pretty conservatively because her reliance rate, or how much she depends on that money, is very high. She uses that money on a daily basis, whether it's to buy groceries, pay her mortgage, whatever that money is for. The other bucket of money that she has set aside for college funds for her daughters, that's invested a little bit differently and a little bit more aggressively because she's not so dependent on that money and she has a longer time frame. So again, everybody's different. Everybody has different priorities and goals, but the important thing is just to have a conversation with somebody and to understand what are your goals, where are you now, and how you can get there.
So it's really about deciding what your priorities are.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Trish.
That's fantastic. when is it a good time to start investing?
My answer to that is always the same, and it's now. It's as soon as you possibly can, and really the simplest way to explain this is you want your money to work for you. Your money earns money. It's the power of compound interest. And this sounds complicated, and I know a lot of people's eyes are going to roll in the back of their head. Albert Einstein once said that compound interest is the eighth wonder. And the reason he said this is because your money actually works for you if you invest it. Simple example, you have $100, you put it in the stock market, you earn 10%. You have $110. That next year, you invest that $110, you earn 10%. You now have $121. So not only is your initial investment working for you, your interest is now working for you. So the sooner you can put your money to work for you, the better.
Oh, that's a great answer. Is there still a benefit to investing later in life if you didn't when you were young?
Absolutely. It's never too early, it's never too late to start investing or saving, especially when you think about this idea of compound interest. Your money is working for you, the money you set aside is earning money, but then it's earning money as well. And if you just leave it in there, it's interest earning upon interest. So I love that idea. I also really like the idea of something that I'll call dollar cost averaging. Again, I see eyes rolling in the back of the head. Investing similar dollar amounts regularly over a regular period of time. And the reason that we do this is because you have a better chance of having investment success. You're not picking a point in time to invest a dollar amount and hoping for the best. You are investing $100 on the 15th of the month, and what is going to happen is you are going to end up buying more shares at a lower price on average. And that's the name of the game. Wow. You want to buy low and sell high. So, and it takes the guesswork and the emotion out of it, which is another really critical thing when it comes to investing. It's super emotional. People panic and do the wrong thing at the wrong time. And by having a plan and sticking to the plan, your chances of success are much better.
These are great tips. Thank you. These are so great. So if you were going to give one key piece of advice for our seniors, what would it be?
Have a plan and stick to the plan. I heard a quote recently that is applicable here, and it is, a vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. So you want to have a plan. You need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I also really firmly believe you have a much better chance of success if you work with somebody, if you work with a financial advisor. And the reason for that is you have an accountability partner. You have somebody keeping you on track and keeping you from your worst self. If Trish calls me and the market is down 30%, panicking, saying, I need to get out, I need to get out, I'm going to tell you, Trish, you're not going to get out. You need to stay the course, stay the plan, and you will thank me later on for that. Because again, we are our own worst enemy, and we typically want to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. A financial advisor or somebody that you trust is going to help keep you on track. And it's also a good sounding board, making sure that you're making sound and just decisions.
Boy, these are such wonderful tips. Can you give me one fun fact about yourself?
I speak Italian. My grandfather was Sicilian, and I went to college thinking, oh, I'm going to go on to graduate school and I'm going to become an interpreter, work in international business. And my mom laughed at me and said, go get a job. And that's why I'm now a financial advisor.
That is wonderful. I just want to thank you so much for coming today. Just really enjoyable, great tips, just amazing. It's so great to meet you. And I just want to tell everybody out there to watch more episodes of our Partners in Ovation. Please make sure that when you do, that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can also find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And as always, we appreciate your support.